let's start with Andrew Roie. You talked a little bit about him in that post-game presser, but the last 3 games, 25 assists, no turnovers. What do you attribute that to?
Yeah. Well, Andrew's done a really good job of playing his role, really well for us. Right now, he's the guy that's calming the group. He's doing a fantastic job of sharing the ball. He's studying. He's practicing with that purpose, and it's spilling over into his play.
Nice. That first, you've won 3 of 4. The one loss coming to Virginia Tech, right at the buzzer there. What do you need to do better this time around, playing at Virginia Tech this weekend, better than you did the first time here a couple weeks ago?
What we need to do is defend better, especially with their off-ball actions. They run a lot of screens off the ball, and we got to do a much better job in our ball screen situations as well. We gave up, I think it was 9 points late in the game in ball screen situations, and we got to make sure that we do a much better job this time around.
After just looking at some of the film from Saturday, what are some of the things that you like that you saw, and then maybe some things that you're looking to fix up this week before Saturday?
Well, what I like is the way that we're sharing the ball. We had 21 assists, but I also like the way that our big guys are helping the offense, move forward. We have something that we call like a screen assist, so you can see Isaac McNeely getting a wide open shot. What we're trying to really identify is the guys that are responsible for creating that shot for him, the passer and the guy who's screening to get him open. Now, those things are tremendously valuable, and I think that Anthony Robinson, Jacob, and Blake Buchanan are doing a fantastic job of playing those roles really well for us.
Do you think that with just how the game ended last time when Virginia Tech was here just a few weeks ago, that there's kind of like that extra sense of motivation sort of for you guys to kind of beat them on their home court this time?
I think whenever you play in a Commonwealth clash, there's extra motivation. Losing the game at home definitely, creates a little more kind of excitement for the game and desire to try to, get one out of the 2. So I'm sure the guys are definitely motivated. We don't feel like we played our best basketball on Saturday, and they want, and are looking forward to the second chance, to play Virginia Tech.
What are some of the benefits when you're preparing to go up against them when you just faced them about 2 weeks ago, I think?
I think time. They're not going to change much of what they're doing. We're not going to change much of what we're doing. So we get extra time to just really focus on the court. It's not as much as film study, and you just kind of, it's a recent experience, so you have that to tap into as opposed to having to recollect, exactly what happened during the game.
It's not often you have this little bit of break here, a 4 or 5 day break before you prepare for your next opponent. What do you want to accomplish in practice, and where do you want to still get better?
Yeah. Well, we're going to take advantage of this bye week. One is definitely we had a lot of games in tight windows. So what we want to do is make sure that physically we recover well. And the second part is that we really tighten the bolts in areas that have been hurting us, particularly defensively, but also maybe take a step forward offensively. So we're just going to focus on very simple things, try to dive a little deeper into what we do and how do we do that better, as opposed to trying to create anything new.
I don't know how much other ACC basketball you get to watch during the season when you're busy coaching your own team and preparing, but have you seen Duke's Cooper Flagg, and what have been your impressions of him when you've seen him?
I haven't. I can tell you that I watched Cooper Flagg when he was in high school in the AAU circuits. I know he came, to college a year early, so I did get a chance to see him. Really talented for a player his size, and man, the things that he can do, how he impacts the game offensively. But I think part of his game that's underappreciated, I think, is his defensive presence. He's big, he can move his feet well, he has great anticipation. I think he's actually a really good defender as well. So I know that he can impact the game, on the offensive side, but he actually does a really good job defensively also.
What's it going to take to beat Virginia Tech down in Blacksburg? It'll be a hostile environment on Saturday.
Yeah. Well, first of all, it's going to be exciting. It's great to play in hostile environments, and the energy in the building is going to be through the roof. So looking forward to that. We got to defend at a high level. From here on out, anything that's going to, prevent us from defending well, it's going to hurt us. So we have to do a really good job defensively, make sure that we're connected, make sure we understand what they're trying to do, and make sure that we understand what we're trying to do and what we're trying to accomplish.
DayDay had a big performance against Pitt last week and then another good one against Georgia Tech. So how have you just seen him grow over the season since he got here, and what are just kind of your hopes for him throughout the rest of the season?
I think your second year in college is probably where you see the most growth in a player. And I also believe that the second part of your second year, as you get into conference play and later on in the year, is when you really start settling in. And I think that's what you're seeing in DayDay. I think his ability to, kind of create offense with his dribble, but he's also starting to understand that he also has guys that are willing to pass and screen for him, so he doesn't have to work that hard to put the ball in the basket. I think he's starting to embrace, the help that he can get from his teammates to help him perform offensively.